Hi, this is Marty from Brothers in Christ Software. Let's talk about sharing work and church among two computers that aren't networked. When remote control isn't an option, there is a way you can do it. You'll need a thumb drive or a rewritable CD or some form of media that you can copy the work and church data files to and then transfer them over to the other computer. Now let me show you how you can do this. First of all, make sure no one is logged into work and church. From your Windows desktop, you should have an icon that says Computer or My Computer. If you don't see that, click on your Start button and you should have Computer or My Computer over here on the right. Select that. That'll bring up a screen like this one. You'll see several disk drives and such listed here. It may look a little different from this. What we're looking for is the C drive. Now the name of the C drive is going to be different on every computer, but it'll say C: in parentheses. Open that by double-clicking it. It'll give you a list of all your folders and files. Look for BIC software, which is where the work and church files are kept. Okay, double-click that. You'll see there's several files listed. There are only two files that we need to copy that contain your work and church data. They're called BIC Server and BIC Server Options. Now at this point, you put in your thumb drive if you have one, or your CD. And the easiest way to copy these files would be to right-click after you've selected them, choose Send To, and if it's a thumb drive, it should appear in the list. In this case, on mine, it's an HP, and it's L drive, so I'll click on that. It'll just take a few seconds, and it won't tell you anything. It's done. Now if you're doing it to a CD, it might be a little different, might be an extra step or two. But once you get those files over to your thumb drive, you take that thumb drive over to the other computer where you need to copy them, and from that computer you more or less repeat those steps. You put the thumb drive in, you go to My Computer or Computer. Instead of looking for the C drive, you look for the thumb drive this time. You open it, look for the files, and if you have a lot of files on there, you have to be careful you copy the right ones. You're looking for BIC Server and BIC Server Options. Now from here, when you found the two files, you're going to need to copy them. Highlight the files, right-click on them, and choose Copy. It won't tell you anything, it'll just come back. Then browse over to your C drive over on the left in the Windows Explorer. If you don't see your C drive, click on Computer, and it should appear there. Then click on your C drive, go to your BIC software folder, and then in this folder, right-click anywhere and choose Paste. It may say you need to overwrite the existing files. If it says that, click on Copy and Repaste, and repeat for the other file. There. Now in order for this to work, the other computer also has to have Work and Church installed. So you have two copies of Work and Church, one on each computer, and now you've just copied your data files from your main computer to your secondary computer. Now the secondary user can start making changes. Now if they were only wanting the data for inquiry purposes or to run reports and they're not going to change anything, then you just need to keep them updated, send them a new copy every week or however often you make updates. Now if they're going to actually make changes, while they have the data, make sure you're not making any changes on the primary computer. And when they're through and they're ready to give you their updates back, they need to repeat the entire process. Copy the two data files back to the thumb drive or CD, carry them back to the primary computer, copy them from the thumb drive or CD back to the C drive. And there you go, that's all there is to it. Now this works pretty well when you only have two computers. If you are trying to do it with more than two, it can get extremely tricky, and we really don't recommend you do that. And if you are not careful, you can get your data out of sync if you have people on multiple computers making changes. There is really no way to coordinate and resynchronize that data, so be extremely careful not to do that. Well, that's all there is. Thanks.